You are now watching Zach Lesage PTCG. Let's get it. Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to Zach Lesage PTCG. I'm Zach Lesage. Word up. Thank you so much for joining me here today. We are going to be going over Eternatus VMAX. Now you might be like, yo Zach, didn't Urshifu come out? Didn't both Single Strike and Rapid Strike come out? And doesn't that mean that Etern just goes bye-bye? Well, I think it's one of those things where we can have kind of a tough matchup here or there, and we can be fine with it. I mean, I'm okay to lose to an Urshifu deck, or to fight my chance of beating it. That's totally cool. But it did gain Dragapult back into the format, and it doesn't necessarily have a terrible matchup against the rest of the format. Really just against fighting type decks for the most part. That being said, the list is in the description if you want to copy and paste that right into PTCGO. Other than that, if you haven't already subscribed, totally subscribe. I like this version of Etern. I think Weavile Cheryl is a super cool combo. Very similar to Bronzong Cheryl, and we'll have to see exactly what's going on with the deck. Alright, let's jump into this deck list and see exactly what's going on. So starting off, we got our deck list here. Eternatus VMAX is one of those decks that's been successful for a while now, and it's successful because Dread End is a very linear attack. You set up a big bench because Eternal Zone allows you to have 3 extra Pokemon as long as they are all Dark type. Dread End allows you to do 270 damage for only 2 energies, which is absolutely bonkers. So if you're new to the game and you're able to acquire cards for this deck, this is a great deck to learn. So what makes this deck different than other Etern decks? Well, beyond filling up your bench with Pokemon like Crobat V, which allow you to draw cards, Zigzagoon, which allow you to kind of alter damage counters by 1, and free retreaters like Yveltal, and Pokemon like Spiritomb that are a good single prize card attacker, I added in the Weavile-GX line. So Weavile-GX allows you to move energies around with its shadow connection, that is basic dark energies, that is. And you might be like, yo Zach, why does that even matter? Well, you could go Power Accelerator, 30 on the active, and then go energy on the active, energy on the bench. So really building up more energies in play. It's going to make your deck a little bit more Crushing Hammer proof. I learned that when I was playing with Stephen Abbott, Captain Blasto. And it's one of those things where if the Crushing Hammer is going to kind of be nullified, how do we elevate that, right? With Cheryl being released in Battle Styles, very similar to the Bronzong combo that a lot of people have been playing around with, this works out just as well with Weavile because it's the same ability but for Dark type. So it allows us to move energies around, so Etern can tank a hit, you move the energies off, and you heal. Is that going to work all the time? No, this deck can function like a normal Eternatus deck most of the time, but then Cheryl really allowing you to kind of come in clutch. I don't necessarily love the weakness guard energies in here, but I figured if we do run into an Urshifu deck, it's probably okay to have a couple weakness guard energies in general, at least right now. That might allow you to kind of beat through it, and Etern can just like kind of roll the deck if it gets a good enough start. Beyond that, it's going to play the same cards like the 4 Boss Orders, 4 Marnie, 4 copies of Professor's Research. I did add in an escape rope for one of the switch. I think that might be cute because you might be able to shift something to the bench and take a prize card. So I really like escape rope in decks like this. Beyond that, it's realistically the same deck. Just a really basic homey kind of vibes of an Etern deck with the whole Cheryl Weavile package, really allowing you to kind of elevate this deck a little bit more. Will this be the best Etern variant? I'm honestly not sure. I just thought that it would be cool to add the one that kind of gets added from Battle Styles, and Cheryl really does add a certain spice to this deck that it didn't have before. So hopefully you enjoy some gameplay that we have. We're going to play some games with Professor Oak, so we're going to see exactly what's going on there. Let's jump into this gameplay. So here we are playing against my homie, Zeester, Zach, Professor Oak. They run the Professor Oak's, the Pop tournaments, so totally check those out whenever you get a chance. We're gonna be going first here, and I mean, I'm not upset with his hands. We're gonna have an E-turn, we're gonna have an energy. Not bad at all, if you ask me. Will we have access to anything else? We'll have to see how that goes. I would like to get a Sneasel down if that's a possibility. I don't know if I want to randomly go for a Great Ball and then decide. I think going for Great Ball seems like the best option that I have right now. Let's see what we can get here. We did grab a Crobat. So that being said, I am going to go ahead and grab one of these cards out. So I'm going to go ahead, pitch away this Weavile. Grabbing a Sneasel, going through the deck, seeing exactly what's good. So we don't necessarily have the guaranteed VMAX, but we never had the guaranteed VMAX. And we need Pokemon down on our bench anyways. So I'm going to go down like this, attach an energy, and you want to know what? Next turn, I think I'm probably going to wait on that Crobat. So let's go ahead here and pass, see exactly what's going on there. So the Weavile is going to allow us to move energies around with Shadow Connection, and then really be able to attack with Eternatus VMAX, healing it with Cheryl, if that's a possibility throughout the game. So we'll have to see exactly what type of attack Zach's going to use against us with Mewtwo Mew, or if they're going to be able to attack with Mewtwo Mew. Currently, they only have Incineroar GX in there, so we're trying to aiming for that knockout. I don't know what the Tina going down is. Okay, it looks like they just kind of missed. And that's totally fine. So that's cool. We're going to go for Escape Rope here. I think Escape Rope sounds totally cool if you ask me. I think we're just going to get that to Dene GX right there. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead here, grab an energy, because as long as we get an energy in play, we can move it around with any Pokemon we want. And at this point, I'm also going to Giant Hearth away a boss orders, so we can draw an extra card. So let's go ahead and do that. Draw up to 6. And it looks like we're in a pretty good spot. Let's go ahead here and go... I think we could go Zigzagoon down on the Dene, just in case we don't necessarily get it. Should probably use Great Ball first, but that's fine. I am going to grab a Spiritomb, I think. I think Spiritomb sounds really good here. Or actually, I'd like to have a free Retreater. That's probably a little bit better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Since my hand doesn't have much, I know that they don't have really much going on in their hand, but they could draw into anything at any point. We already have such an amazing start. So I'm totally cool with what we have going on here. And at any point, if they get a damage on, we might be able to get the Cheryl combo off. Now, I don't think this deck's always going to get the Cheryl combo off, but it is an option. So let's go ahead here and attack for Dreadent. That's going to be the knockouts. And we're going to be drawing 2 prize cards as quickly as our second turn. So this deck is as strong as it's always been. So we'll have to see exactly if E-Turn can really make a comeback here, like in this format. I mean, I think a lot of people are too scared to play it, because Single Strike Urshifu seems like a bad matchup. Rapid Strike Urshifu seems like a bad matchup. But I mean, E-Turn's still very strong, and considering like you have a lot of other really good matchups, it's fine to lose to a couple decks. But it all goes with the comfort level of what you're able to kind of like, what you feel comfortable playing in a tournament. So let's have to see what type of Pokemon are coming out here. Hopefully I'm able to get a knockout. We'll have to see. There's a Scoop Up Net. Okay. So putting the Tina back down. I'm not sure if I like Tina in this deck. I think I might like Fan of Waves a little bit more. But we'll have to see exactly what's going on there. There's a Charizard GX. I'm still not worried about getting knocked out. The Zigzagoon 4 ping could happen, but I don't think that's going to happen with 2 Scoop Up Nets being played already. So we'll have to see what attack's really going to be huge here. Because currently, like, nothing can get a knockout, and you can always gauge with what's in play, what's in the discard pile. So that looks like it's going to be Heatran GX attack, something like that. We really want to go for the knockout. Oh, it's double Reshizard. Interesting. So this would be a really good turn for us to get out a Cheryl, if that's ever a possibility. Like, this seems like a Flare Strike turn if I've ever seen one. I don't see any attack. I mean, it could be the GX attack, a Flare Blitz, but I think Flare Strike's better to hold on to your GX attack. Usually a little bit better in there. There's Flare Strike. Definitely called it. Let's see what we can get going on this turn. Boom! Boom! We got the Cheryl. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. That's actually super hot. So we could totally just go like this. Let's go Shadow Connection. Move the energies off the damaged Pokemon. This is actually crazy. That was a busted top deck. Okay, for a second I was like, oh, what's going on here? I am going to go ahead here, play the Cheryl. Cheryl's absolutely broken, coming out hot in the first game that we play this deck. And let's see what we can get here with Great Ball. Hopefully we're able to get a basic Pokemon. That being said, we're not going to get a basic Pokemon. let's quick ball away this. Searching for, I mean, at this point, I'm just looking for diversity. So in terms of diversity, I'm just going to grab a Spiritomb. I think Spiritomb sounds great. I'm going to pitch this away from my hands. Grabbing nothing, and we're really looking for another basic Pokemon. No, we did not get there. That's fine. I'm going to put 10 damage here. Yeah, I really don't know what I want to do here. The fact that we missed it really sucks, because if I attack, they can definitely get the knockout with the Incineroar GX, which can be huge. I don't think there's a way to really get the knockout otherwise, so I don't want to retreat. I don't really want to do anything. I'm just going to go Shadow Connection to move an energy just one. So I'm safe there in case they knock out the Weavile-GX, because that certainly could be a difficult thing to kind of overcome. And then I'm just not going to attach another thing. I'm going to give the Heartbreak. As if we missed it, I feel like we should have got that. It felt very good for us to get a basic Pokemon off of 6 cards at Crobat, but I mean, when you're playing against Zeaster, anything could happen, right? Or when you're playing against anyone, anything could happen. Okay. That's going to be a switch. I'm fine with any Pokemon that we get a knockout with. I think that totally seems fine here. Have to see exactly what's available for us next turn. Because, I mean, I think we'll be able to find a Pokemon, and the goal is probably just going to be getting a knockout. I mean, I guess if they went triple energy on Mewtwo Mew, we could get knocked out. That would probably be the thing. They could copy the Heatran GX attack. So if Zach's able to get off Welder triple energy on the Mewtwo Mew GX, that'd certainly be something that I'd be worried about a little bit. So we'll have to see exactly what's going on here. And if we just get the turn, I feel pretty good about it. But no, it looks like it's going to be attack right with the Mewtwo. Maybe another Flare Strike, because the switch is going to reset that. So kind of like I gave a turn. We got quite unlucky, but whatever. Will we find another Pokemon? It's probably going to be the top card of our deck. No. Okay, we're going to get a Dark Energy because we're not worried about weakness in play. Let's go ahead, grab a Dark Energy, and we'll go Research. That's completely fine if you ask me. We did find the energy, and the point that's going to be really difficult is I would have loved to find a switch, because we could have always just moved the energies there, but let's find the Pokemon. We're all good with everything. I'm not necessarily going to give my opponent extra damage on the Spiritomb. I don't think it matters. Let's just go for the knockout with Dread Ends. And I mean, I don't see how we lose this game at this point. We have one prize card left. Our opponent has to win the game in the next turn, essentially, or really disrupt our hand to the point where we can't do anything else. So I think we're in a really good spot here, peeps. We'll have to see what's going to be popping up here on Professor Oak's side. So there's the reset stamp to 1. That's certainly going to be helpful, but we do have access to the Eternatus VMAX, and we did draw into a boss orders with 1 prize card left. So I'm feeling pretty good about our chances about swinging for 240 on any of these Pokemon. So there's Outrage, and we already have the game. So we're going to give the Well Played. Doesn't necessarily matter. Dread End, Knockout. Kind of just steamrolling Mewtwo. So a favorable matchup in the format that is not Earth. So we're trying another game out against Mr. Professor Oak. Got Zeaster, Zach playing against us. We're playing our E-Turn deck again, and we're going to see exactly what we could do here. Starting off with the Tomb is probably fine, and I feel okay with his hand in general. So let's see exactly what they flip over. Zacian, Amazing Rare. Interesting. We'll have to see exactly what type of deck this is. Maybe it's an Amazing Rare deck. You never know what's going to happen. There's Zacian V. Maybe it's a Zacian themed deck? We'll have to see exactly what deck they pop up with. Turbo Patch. It's probably going to be pretty good in a deck like this. I can imagine Amazing Sword is probably pesky to get out. With Cherish Ball, I'm assuming that it's going to be an ADP deck, if I ever had a hunch. We'll have to see. So there's a Metal Saucer being gone, and that's fine. Will we see an energy attachment for a turn? Will we see an ADP come out? Okay, so it is ADP. Looks like there's probably just a Zacian Amazing Rare Tech to do some damage against some VMAX Pokemon. I can see that totally being fine. I don't like the switch play there, to be honest, because Escape Rope's pretty popular. But we'll have to see exactly what's going on here. I gotta get set up with some pokes. So let's go ahead here and start off by going Great Ball to see what I really want to grab here. Let's go for an E-Turn. E-Turn certainly seems like a good choice. Let's go Pokemon Communication, away this Crobats. I'm gonna go Pokemon Communication away the Crobat for a Sneasel. I'll get the Sneasel down. I think that sounds fine. Or actually, I want to just go for the Zigzagoon. And then I'm going to put the other Crobat away since I am going to be playing Research. So, nothing crazy this turn, just like really playing it all out. I would like to have another E-Turn if that's a possibility. So I'm going to go like E-Turn, E-Turn, Zigzagoon to get the 10 damage on the ADP, because 270 plus 10 gets a knockout. We're going to go Energy Spinner here, grabbing a Dark, and I'm probably not going to put Weavile down here, because I don't think we're going to get like O-Code like that. But if I get, maybe I'll put a Sneasel down. We'll see how it goes. Will we find the switch? Looks like we're not going to be finding switch. So that part could be a little bit tough. I am going to go ahead and put... I don't know what I want to do here. I mean, I guess I could put the Sneasel down because that one seems like it's going to matter the most. At this point, the damage isn't going to matter. It's more or less, can we find Pokemon? And considering we only need to find 2 Pokemon next turn, I'm feeling pretty good. I will go Building Spite here, just to start building that up in case I will be able to knock it into Den-HGX. I don't think the game's going to last that long, but I'm going to go ahead here and pass. So they're going to go Altered Creation. I'm going to get a knockout. The Turbo Patches probably make this a little bit of a better matchup for them. So there's their energy switch. There's an energy. So they have their 1 energy for Amazing Sword. That's fine. We're really focusing on knocking out 3 Pokemon anyways. So there's an Yveltal. Okay, so I think we're going to find enough Pokemon this turn. So there's that. There's that. Since we already have the 10 damage there, it doesn't make sense to put on anything else. Yes. That has 110, so that's just going to get knocked out no matter what. I just try to put Pokemon, like, let's put it on a Zacian, because 7 times 3 is 220. That means that this could be helpful, maybe, if one of our Pokemon gets knocked out. I don't know. I try to find useful situations. So there's Crobat. We're looking for a Pokemon and a switch. So we are going to find that. So we do have the Quick Ball here. Let's go Quick Ball, discard an Energy Spinner, something that we just don't need. And let's go ahead here and grab... I think Sneasel's probably the best Pokemon that we could grab at this point. So let's go Sneasel. We're going to go Switch here since we're getting the knockout. And we're going to go Marnie since our opponent has quite a large hand. So let's try to disrupt that. So we're basically playing this as like a normal E-Turn deck. But maybe next turn we could get the Weavile out, do some Cheryl plays or something. I could build up another damage counter on the Tomb. And we're happily going to draw our first 3 prize cards. So we really win the game in 2 turns. And Professor Oak is going to be trying to win the game a little bit quick too. They could definitely knock out Crobat and something else. That would certainly be good. The fact that we only have 1 Crobat down is really good for us. But I think we could start maybe doing Weavile plays as early as next turn if we really want to. You can see that we have the Cheryl. So in the first game that we played against Zeester, it's one of those things where I was able to use the Weavile thing. It didn't necessarily work out because we missed a Pokemon, but in a world where you don't need Pokemon or anything like that, or a very specific scenario, it seems quite strong if you ask me. So there's the Crobats. Is this going to be a Metal Armament? Armament? Jeez, they're making it tough for me to pronounce words again. I feel like I'm being bullied. The Amazing Sword can definitely do a decent bit of damage. Are we going to see a way for this to attack this turn, though? That's really going to be the more difficult aspect, I think. So, we'll have to see exactly what's going on with this turn. I think this is why most people do not play the Zacian Amazing Rare. Sure, it could do a decent bit. That's the sacrifice. That's completely fine for us. I think that's almost as good as us winning this game. So I'm going to go ahead here, start building up my other Eternatus. Since it requires Dark Colorless, I'm fine to play Weakness Guard in this deck. I'm going to go switch here. I see no reason not to go like this. We have our Weavile, so we can move things around. If they do take a hit on us, we can use the Cheryl combination here. Doesn't really matter what they bring up. We can OHKO anything except for an ADP. But I mean, if Zach puts an ADP up here, I think we're in a pretty good spot. I will build this up for another damage counter because we are slowly building up where that could get enough damage to get a knockout. So I'm going to leave my hand as is because at least we have the Cheryl combo. Maybe I should have searched for a boss, but I think if anything, we're going to get Marty. And of course, we're just going to get the boss off the prize cards. So we are like checkmated. And this E-turn deck is just setting up like always. So when you play like alternate things like the Zacian here, that's really where it becomes difficult. Yeah, we're going to see the knockout on the Weavile. That's totally cool. Probably looking for a switch if I've ever seen an opportunity for a switch, but there's that. And we just have the game afterwards. So we're going to give well played. Thanks so much, Professor Oak, for playing these games with us. Totally appreciate the time and effort that you put into it, and for everything that you do to the Pokemon community. All right, let's send up the Eternatus VMAX, and we're just gonna put down a Pokemon just in case it had 270. So there's Dread N for the knockout. Broken. Our E-turn deck is insane. Let's get it. There we have it, peeps. That's really how the E-turn deck's going to play out. I think the Cheryl combo was a little bit more apparent than I ever thought it was going to, and the deck functioned similar to its same kind of like E-turn deck as I'm used to. So I mean, I think the combination between adding Weavile, being able to move the energies around, especially after a power accelerator, that would have been really cool if we did not start first game 1 and that we didn't get the switch game 2. But I think this deck has a lot of promise in this format. As long as you're cool with avoiding Urshifu for the meantime, maybe Urshifu will kind of be overhyped right now, die down, and E-turn just goes stonks, right? So, I mean, I hope you enjoyed this video. Shout out to Professor Oaks. Check out their Pokemon events on the Play Limitless websites if you get an opportunity. And that being said, I gotta go edit this video. I'm on a recording spree right now before I have to do some some personal family matters to attend to in Montreal this weekend. So hopefully that goes all well. Beyond that, I'm just gonna keep on recording. So have yourself a great one, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your weekends. Peace out. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's become a channel member on Zaclasage PTCG. Not only do these members watch my videos regularly, they also have contributed financially to me as a content creator, which makes my world a lot easier and financially stable. I don't expect anyone to offer any kind of support financially to me. I certainly appreciate every single person who watches my videos, but I do want to give an extra special shout out to those who have went above and beyond, and that list includes Ali Plays Pokemon, Xenon TCG, Smart TCG, Slavin Tizik, Joshua Sutherland, Justin C, The Home Junkie, Samuel Stapowski, Yoshi3483, Anonymous, and Jake R. I truly appreciate it, and it means the absolute world to me. If you want to know what channel memberships is, you can get special perks by paying a certain set amount fee monthly, and it's all within the channel membership. So on desktop, you can click join, and then it will show you what their offerings are. It's based around each individual currency depending on which country you live in or reside in, but there's options that include getting access to all of my deck lists, YouTube to Discord integrations, special group coaching on a monthly basis, and more. I really appreciate everyone for supporting my content. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. If you haven't already, it'd mean the world to me if you could subscribe to help support me as a content creator. Thanks again, and have yourself a great one.